And ladies and gentlemen, just like that, we are back with Top 8 of Pro Play Tour Orlando. I am Alex Simo, joined by Mr. Joseph Rothschild here, and we have for our Top 8 match, another match you wouldn't particularly expect, but it's still two very strong decks that you could see at any competitive tournament.
Well, maybe a deck that you wouldn't expect, but I certainly would expect GuRu to have made it into a top 8 anywhere nationwide. Fantastic deck, a huge fan.
You're welcome for leading you into that, by the way.
Thank you, I appreciate it very much. Against a deck that I hate playing against, Lunalight Orcust.
Yeah, we haven't seen any Lunalight Orcust at all. We saw some Orcust variants yesterday, but two Lunalight Orcust actually made it into the top 16. We'll go ahead and go over that top 16 a little bit later for you guys, if you haven't already seen it, and I'm sure people in the chat will also be able to talk about it. But Lunalight Orcust, it's a very, very solid deck. It's a bit underdog in the fact that not a lot of people, there's so many different Orcust variants running around that Lunalight is one of the ones that I would say you see the least of, but it's very explosive, and if you don't know how the cards interact, I mean, the fact that, like, all their effects, like, send for cost, so it's like they can't be, like, there's so many good interactions on these Lunalight cards, and then you just have the Orcust combo.
More than any other Orcust deck, it plays incredibly well through pieces of negation. It has a couple of very specific choke points, you know, things like the, I don't even know the name, the Force Strix, but it is adept at making boards post eating an Ash or an Impermanence or a Veiler, or all three. I think it's very likely that Lunalight could walk away with this because GuRu does have an issue dealing with established boards.
Yeah, so without any further ado, we're not even going to make you guys wait any longer. Let's just go ahead and get right into it.
First of all, love the World Celebration Field Center. Big fan.
Absolutely.
Before we get into the actual match, I guess we can check out the top 8 real quick. The decks that converted were Endymion Magician. This is the one playing the Pendulum Magician cards. Cyber Dragon Orcust made it out. Of course, our Sky Striker pilot you just heard from. Another Orcust deck, a Salaman Great player, and of course, the match that you're currently watching, Lunalight Orcust and GuRu.
So, I'm curious to see who wins the die roll here, because obviously
it's going to matter immensely.
It's going to matter immensely.
Lunalight.
Ooh,
boy.
That definitely does not favor GuRu well.
So GuRu plays a ton of hand traps. Ironically, it has a weakness that is also its strength. It doesn't excel at beating established boards, but it has a fantastic combo win rate. And the reason is because the more fragile the combo decks in the format are, the more effectively a couple of hand traps mean that a GuRu can clean up whatever's left. Unfortunately, Lunalight Orcust isn't going to end on a bad board no matter how often you interrupt it.
This is a very strong opening, too. We already have the Kaleido Chick dumping the Yellow Martin, I believe, and now we have a Tenki following that up as well. Tenki is just so powerful.
Why didn't they just restrict it to Fire Fist monsters?
You know, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it's still at 3.
Lunalight Tiger, speaking of incredible cards, is Monster Reborn.
Yeah, it's Monster Reborn that is a soft once per turn.
Yes.
So if it just so happens to get bounced with a particular card, I don't know,
maybe.
Zephyros the Elite, then guess what? You can Monster Reborn multiple times in the same turn. Seems pretty balanced, right?
That's okay. I hear Soul Charge is pretty strong.
Yeah.
So we've got 4 Strix finding the Zephyros the Elite. This is a critical part of the combo. Bryant leaning over kind of to examine what his opponent's doing. Yeah, things are about to get quite bad.
Yeah, this is going to end on a very strong board here for Nicholas. I mean, I don't know if Bryant has a, like, would you Ash the 4 Strix?
I would, but again, then any extender just makes the full Orcust combo regardless.
Right, exactly. I mean, we've seen this time and time again this whole weekend where we just have countless decks that have this plan A of doing something, and then we have a plan B follow-up, which is the Orcust combo, which is just as strong and difficult for all these other decks to deal with.
And Brian slowly picking up his hand, he goes, okay, just make the Mermaid, I've got the Ash.
So there's Phantasme.
Fant right now.
Right, so Phantasme could actually dig Bryant for some more hand traps here. So Nicholas is not in the clear at the moment yet.
No, Fant is actually incredibly powerful against Lunalight. And importantly, Bryant's deck is very interesting. Yesterday, I was very excited to see the GuRu player playing Umastrix. Bryant is not playing it, and obviously it's been reaping rewards for him.
So how impactful is not playing the Umastrix?
In this matchup, it might be a big deal, but there are arguments against it. I think Brian's going to put up a pretty good one right now.
So here comes Mermaid. Again, nothing special here. We're just seeing your normal Orcust combo.
Did we find a piece of negation? I can't imagine you didn't.
We're going to see the pitch of Zephyros for the cost of Mermaid. That's just what's so nice, too. You already get the Zephyros in the grave.
Yeah, we'll Ash.
There's the Ash. So I think he actually did draw that off Phantasme. That was the first card in his hand, unless he put it to the front.
He did shuffle his hand a little bit.
Oh,
but,
okay. So
I don't know why you wouldn't pretend that you'd drawn it off the Phantasme,
and
if not just to tilt your
here's
opponent.
Foolish Burial Goods. This is another key component of the Lunalight strategy. You can send Lunalight Perfume, which, again, you can just banish.
Ooh, but he's not.
Oh.
He's sending Lunalight Serenade Dance.
Never mind.
Oh, wow. We're going to get extremely far in this combo, it looks like.
So Serenade Dance is a card that we're going to have to look up the text of because I don't recall it exactly.
We don't want to say something idiotic like X is a cost, X is an effect, against the deck in which neither is guaranteed.
And it looks like Brian's even taking a read for it here, too. So we'll go ahead and read it for you guys. I know that this has been an inclusion in some Orcust decks. I know it can be a bit bricky at times, but it's also a very good card in this particular situation, which I will let Joseph go ahead and read for you.
Prepare, chat. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, send one card from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon a Lunalight monster from your deck. I hear that's okay. You can only use the effect once per turn, and then when a fusion monster is fusion summoned to your field, apply one of these. You can target one of the monsters, apply one of these effects, special Lunalight token to your opponent's field, or the targeted monster gains 500 attack. You'll never be activating those bottom two, but banishing it from the graveyard to special summon a Lunalight is incredibly strong.
Not to mention when you're Nicholas and you pitched an Orcust Nightmare for the discard.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So effectively, you got to your Nightmare anyway, which will get you to your Harp. So it's like you can still full combo regardless.
Wow.
Seems pretty good.
And look, this is a scenario in which Bryant had two hand traps. Admittedly, one of them is a Phant and doesn't do anything, but was able to interrupt his opponent's combo, and Nicholas didn't even break a sweat getting through it.
Now, Nicholas reading the... I cannot remember what that card. That's the level 7.
Oh, Lunalight Wolf. Wolf is fantastically strong. In the Pendulum Zone, it allows you to perform a fusion summon using the material in your graveyard. When you've sent a monster from the extra deck with something like, Kaleido Chick, you're then able to ladder up into incredibly powerful Lunalight fusions without actually having to ladder at all.
Brian just taking a stretch there while Nicholas
You just do what you want. I'm going to go for a Guru regardless.
The telltale sign that, you've exhausted all your outs. And
a little bit checked out.
Yeah. And I think Brian's only down to 3 cards now, and he's only going to draw to a 4. Well, actually, no, that's not true because he Phantasmade, so he's actually up +1. But still. So Zephyros coming down here.
Here's the power of Zephyros resetting the Tiger.
Nicholas going to take 400 from that Zephyros activation, but being able to reactivate the Tiger, Monster Reborn's pretty good. What about Monster Reborn that you can use multiple times in a turn? Seems a little bit better.
With a celebratory crack of the knuckles upon resolving Zephyros.
All right. It's time.
This is the part in the combo where it gets a little tricky. In preparation for this match, we scoured YouTube for combo videos and found everything from FTKs to ways to summon Reactor SK. Abyss Dweller is pretty good blind. If you don't know what your opponent's playing and you see a Phant, I think you can safely assume they're on Salamangreat.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting call. Abyss Dweller does shut down, 60% of the top meta decks?
Unfortunately, included in that 60 is not Guru.
Yeah, so, it's, again, I agree. I think this is indicative that Nicholas doesn't know what Bryant's playing. I believe these guys they weren't, right next to each other or anything. Granted, Bryant could know what Nicholas is playing, but not the reverse. And I think seeing this Dweller is indicative that Nicholas does not know, because, unless he doesn't. Let's take a look at his list here. Where is it? I'm curious to see if he has a better rank 4 he could have made, or maybe that was his only option.
It's interesting.
He has a Tornado Dragon.
Yeah, that's really good
against Guru. That would be really good against Guru. So
Abyss Dweller's not nothing. It does prevent Fiendus from special summoning like a Guru from the graveyard that you pitch off of a Phantasme or something, but it doesn't come up very often. In fact, Guru in several scenarios is fine having Abyss Dwellers.
Yeah, whereas Tornado Dragon, you can hit Hidden City, you can hit any of the back row. There's just so many more valid uses for a card like Tornado Dragon and again, too, to be fair, maybe it could be an experience with the matchup. Maybe Nicholas doesn't know that Tornado Dragon is necessarily better than Abyss Dweller. Again, we're as commentators talking from perfect information perspectives, so
yeah,
it's a little bit difficult to say.
And different Guru games can play out radically differently. There are games that you win by recurring Guru specifically with Fiendus. So if that was Nicholas's experience in playtesting and in tournament, if that was the portion of the deck that he had an issue with, this line makes sense.
So we're going to see Skeleton now. It's going to resurrect Galatea.
Brian says, yeah, okay, sure.
There's the Dingirsu.
This is a pretty common play.
We've seen this before.
He's thinking. I think Bryant's trying to telegraph an additional negate here, something like an effect veiler.
It's interesting.
I think you might consider effect veilering the Galatea.
On the search for Crescendo or Babel?
Yeah, because outside of those two, you actually have no problem clearing this board.
Nicholas just double checking here on Phantasme, probably for the targeting negation effect. Yeah, it's pretty good that Dingirsu does not target. Such a good card. I don't know who thought Dingirsu was a good idea. All right, so there's the Crescendo, so nothing for the Galatea. If anything, it would just 1-for-1 regardless. You're effectively trading the effect veiler for the Crescendo at that point, which is fine. I mean, you'd rather trade that than something else, but Bryant's definitely going to have his work cut out for him here. It's interesting, too, because if Nicholas decides to keep this Dingirsu on the board, which it looks like he does.
No, that is not a formidable board.
Yeah, so it does look like it. So what I was going to say is what's interesting here, we're going to shotgun the Dweller, is that Bryant can't just switch Phantasm to attack mode and attack into the Galatea because Dingirsu can protect it.
Right.
So he can't even shut off the Crescendo that way, which is interesting that he decided to leave the Dingirsu online for that specific reason.
So 5 cards in hand. Let's see what you can get done.
If Nicholas
You've had a chance to reshuffle with Phant.
If Nicholas was going up against like Salamangreat or an Orcust Mirror or some other deck that was heavily reliant on the graveyard, this setup would be disgusting.
It's almost unbeatable.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty much like game over. But
so we're going to switch Phant to attack position.
So as a Guru player, how do you out this?
Well, it usually starts with finding a way to resolve Hidden City. That's going to be difficult, of course, with a protected Galatea. It's possible that maybe you normal summon a Guru and figure out a way to proceed from there with a Fiendus in hand, but it seems unlikely. He's going to proc the destruction effect on Dingirsu.
By attacking
let's see
the
like
Dweller.
a Regeki.
I mean, he still would have another Dingirsu protection, so that wouldn't do anything. And a Crescendo, so that would also not. You need 3 Regekis at that point.
3 set monster, or 3 set cards. T-set in 2019. And pass.
I mean, if you're playing Guru, I feel like you're doing that a lot.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't feel like this is looking too good for Bryant.
So the first thing they're going to do is blindly attack into the Guru. If you're Nicholas, you might not have read past Salamangreat yet. This is like a possible setup that a Salamangreat player who has bricked or is under Abyss Dweller could mount, maybe with like a Rage Aurora and a set copy of Ash Blossom or something. He's going to be in for a Rude Awakening if he attacks and finds that it is a Guru.
Looking at Bryant's list, he does play There Can Be Only One, and he plays Strike.
So T-Cube is amazing against this deck.
Yeah, and there's this old philosophy. Oh, there's a Strike. Okay, so it's going to take 1,500. First damage to Bryant.
And I like that very much, for what it's worth.
Now, what I was going to say is there's the old philosophy of any Floodgate plus a Strike can typically out any board.
Yeah, if that set card is There Can Be Only One, that's quite strong.
Perfume coming down for Nicholas. Well, even if it's There Can Be Only One, you only have to give up either your Galatea or your Dingirsu. So it's not like
you'd certainly wait.
Yeah, so it's not even like the end of the world.
Is that a special summoned wolf? Oh no, does this have a monster effect I'm going to have to read?
Most likely.
Oh no, he'll be returning it to the Yellow Martin. Oh, thank goodness. I really appreciate it, Nicholas.
So he's going to banish the Perfume.
Send a Foolish Burial. Usually it goes in the opposite order. Oh yes, it's just that powerful.
Yep. And it synergizes so well with the Orcust cards because they want them in the graveyard regardless, so you don't lose any advantage from it.
This is an interesting strategy for Orcust because you're effectively just playing from your graveyard in your extra deck.
Right.
Your hand is just a bunch of bricks that you'll be discarding over the course of the turn. Wolf gives Lunalight's Piercing for the monster effect. Thank you, chat. I'll take that knowledge to my grave.
And Bryant's seen enough. We're just going to go to game 2. I think that is definitely the play here.
Yeah.
So I feel like this extra deck is obviously just pretty much Pot of Extravagance. It could be any 15 cards, but I'm really curious to know why he's playing these Almirage and Hita. Like maybe there's some like next level strategy that we don't know about.
If we see him pop off, then we'll let you know.
But here we go, the Extravagance. I like this way of choosing for Extravagance.
They might be really small.
I was gonna say,
sleeves.
are you sure they're unsleeved? I think I see like a little bit.
Yeah, they're sleeved. Oh,
okay.
Thank goodness.
It's just like the plastic, the penny sleeve almost.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Now I am infinitely less anxious.
It's also the extra deck too, so now you don't have to worry about the unsleeved side deck cards.
Yeah. So if you're Nicholas and your salad opponent has just activated Pot of Extravagance, what do you do?
Yeah, if you boarded improperly, you're gonna start feeling pretty bad.
And look, here he is, kind of talking to himself, jostling in his chair.
He's like,
I
did
don't
I
know.
mess up?
It's possible. Brian kind of grinning. Oh no! Can we see a Hidden City, please? Don't just set 4.
Ooh, that's a set 4.
Oh, not even a Guru. Yikes.
I don't think that's terrible though. I mean, he plays really solid traps.
A lot of the traps do nothing, unfortunately. He's on a huge trap lineup. You are correct. You know, strikes, judgment. He's even on warning.
Yeah. So how do those do nothing?
Well, they do nothing for your linear gameplay.
Imperial Order does something.
Yeah, it's pretty good against Tiger right here. Maybe a little chuckle at Nicholas. Okay, fine. They don't do nothing, but as a Guru player, routinely you need to rest on your laurels of the power of Guru's linear game plan, and it's hard to do that when your hands are muddled up with like multiple strikes against an opponent where they might not be particularly good.
Fair.
Or, I don't know, you accidentally rolled second, a rookie Guru mistake.
So Nicholas going to attack for 1,800 here into Bryant, bring him down to 62. Or is Harp 1,700?
It is 17.
I apologize.
And then he's going to take a 7 from this Imperial Order in his standby.
Yes. The clock
All right, can
has
we
started.
find a Hidden City or a Metaverse or something?
It's not the final countdown clock, but it's Imperial Order.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Except it's the
It
opposite.
reciprocates the effect, though.
Yeah,
you
when-
lose, not your opponent.
When it resolves, you lose. To those of you saying Order isn't good in Guru, it is definitely good at the very least out of the board, which is where Brian has it.
Especially against a deck called Sky Striker. Right here.
Yeah, I hear it's okay.
Yeah.
It's one of those scenarios where, like, yeah, you losing your Hidden City matters a lot. It's a good card for the deck, and they like to activate and resolve every effect of it. But if your opponent is only playing spell cards, it's a little better. Oh, we're really getting in with the beats here.
I was going to say, is that another 17?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Well, that means he took another 7 from Order then, too, right?
Can we please find a linear play? Anything, really. I mean, and as closer to 0 as Bryant's life points get, the deader cards like Solemn Strike get. That's why I'm not a huge fan of them. In Subterror, you play with your life points as a resource so often that they actually get offline.
Who knew Harp Horror Pass was like the meta against Guru?
Is top 8 of Pro Play Tour Orlando going to be won by Harp Horror Pass?
At this
be
rate,
careful about that last card. You might be locking yourself.
it's so funny because out of all of Bryant's back row, and against a single Harp Horror, they do nothing. There can be only one does nothing. Strike does nothing. Oh, we have a set.
Okay.
Okay, at least there's a defense
Okay.
now. Now, what's interesting is that out of all the sets that could be, the hand traps have 1,800 defense.
Yeah.
Guru has 1,800 defense.
Yes.
So at least it can block this Harp Horror.
So, first of all, it better not be a hand trap. There are a ton of good targets. Guru, of course, is game-winningly strong. Archer, similarly good. Almost nothing else. Don't be a...
It's a hand trap. So that's going to be 100 damage going Nicholas's way. First damage to him. But
Take that, Nick.
it does prevent him from flat-out losing the game.
Hey, if you're Nick, do you think he's still on salvage rate? Reading Ash Blossom real quick. Yeah, it's got a big booty.
And Bryant's only down to 1,100 life here.
Only going to get one more turn of negation of spells.
Yeah, and that's going to turn Nicholas's entire hand on because there was a quite a grip of spells from the last look.
Notably, it could also turn Brian's hand on. It's very possible he's drawn things like Hidden City in the meantime and is just waiting for this Imperial Order to tick all the way down.
You know what's interesting, though? I mean, if you're Nicholas and, like, you know that, like, these cards are in the meta, like, there can be only one and stuff, like, was just summoning Harp and attacking, like, your... I know you're under Order,
yeah.
right? But, like, in some, like, sort of, like, alternate universe, is there, like, some next-level play where you just summon Harp and attack and they can't do anything about it?
I mean, honestly, I kind of like it. If your opponent is set 5 passing and you commit to something like Phoenix just to get struck, I mean, they have all this extra time just to deal with you. And if you're just normal summoning Harpor and attacking, the pressure's on them to make a play.
Yeah, so Nicholas is going to pass. I think Imperial Order is supposed to destroy itself. Yes. Good, I was correct in my count.
Please activate Hidden City. That's the only way in which this game turns around, I believe. Strike's really dead.
Yeah, Strike is dead.
Warning, very dead.
Not Warning, I'm sorry. Judgment's live.
Judgment's great.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about Judgment. You always can pay half.
And what did we say? Here it is. Unfortunately, the card that preserves Hidden City here is Strike, and we won't be able to activate it. But if this Hidden City resolves, he goes, oh!
He just now realized that he's playing against Guru. That was a genuinely amazing reaction.
I told you, chat, he thought it was salad until exactly then. We'll have to ask him if he wins.
That's going to be a good interview.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be funny. Now, what's interesting here is that Brian has to be very careful because he's only on 400 life. And just the slightest mistake of leaving something in attack mode could be the reason he loses.
He can't even activate the effect of Zephyros. Okay, so we're going to Hidden City number 1. Let's see an Ash Blossom. He says, okay, and is now going to find himself a Guru. Okay, we get to get out of here. It's a set spinny, I swear. Oh, chat, you are brightening my morning.
So now we got Guru.
Okay. So Guru's going to flip face up.
We can make something. We can make something happen now. This is a simplified enough game state that this deck can start to take control.
Yeah, and then next turn, of course, you're going to have several negations to compete with all the spell cards that Nicholas is going to be able to now play.
It's going to be difficult, though, with Strike because, if Bryant has multiple copies of Strike, they're all dead.
Just a quick check. There's no Cowboy in the extra deck, is there? No, there's not.
I was going to say, that would make this probably one of the best Top Cut streams of all time if that was going to be the case.
Game 1, final countdown. Game 6, Cowboy for game. He says, fine.
Okay, so Guru's going to activate, going to search Fiendus, presumably, here.
So we get a lot of information based off his search about Bryant's set cards.
We know he's definitely not searching your Mostrix. Oh, Final Battle. Okay.
That's interesting that none of these set cards are Final Battle. Final Battle, of course, is fine in multiples because it's not restricted to 1 per copy, which means you can set your Guru and unset your Guru or always have the attack and defense modification live at any given time if you've got a couple of them. But because of that, I think we have to read there's a Fiendus in the hand.
So for all 614 of you that are joining us, first of all, thank you for spending your Sunday morning and or evening with us, depending on the part of the world that you're in. But our top 16, for those of you just joining, was 2 Striker, 2 Orcust, 2 Lunalight Orcust, 2 Pure Thunder, 2 Endymion Pendulum, 2 Salamangreat, and then 4 one-of decks being Guru, which you're seeing right here, 2 Draco, Cyber Dragon, Orcust, and Jeff himself playing Mystic Mind Burn, who unfortunately lost in top 16, but it was a fantastic match.
Extremely entertaining.
And hopefully
if you're subscribed, catch the VOD. If you're not, check out Simo's YouTube and Pro Play Games' YouTube as well.
Absolutely, because, oh man, Jeff's such a good guy. Do my best to get that deck profile for you guys, as well as all the other ones here if you want to catch the latest meta trends. We're going to see Guru flip itself face down.
Yes. What?
And
was
now,
that alongside the Harpor? I looked away.
Yes, he flipped the Harpor as well. We're going to see a Foolish Burial Goods now online.
I don't know what you do about this. You maybe Ash here if you have it, just because Foolish Burial Goods. Oh yeah, it's just a ghost.
You mean it's not Ogre?
Yeah, from yesterday.
People forget that.
Yeah, for some reason they all do different things
yeah.
And operate differently.
Anyway, go on.
No, it's difficult to determine if you want to be stopping the Foolish Burial Goods because you get more information, of course, if your opponent is allowed to send a card first, but it also allows them potentially to send something in a way that is disadvantageous to you. We're going to, I assume, activate the effect of Perfume, and the fact that that's not a Serenade Dance, I think, tells Bryant a couple of particular things.
Yeah, I agree. Now, the interesting thing is, if Nicholas attempts to start advancing his game state, what's going to be complicated is that all of the cards that he plays in terms of Judgment, in terms of there can be only one, it actually starts to do something.
Yeah.
And again, Bryant has to be very careful being only on 400 life. He's already down a game, so he's fighting for his tournament life at this point. But there's still hope. I would say at this point the players are about even, but Bryant's slightly favored because he got Guru online.
Yeah, I would say Bryant's favored just because there's no way one of those set cards isn't like a There Can Be Only.
So there's the Ash for the Tenki.
Wow, patience on that. I like it. It
I
comes
agree.
in really clutch here.
I agree. I mean, it takes some discipline to not hit the goods,
Yeah.
but I think this is a bigger payoff. Now here's Final Battle.
Okay, so Final Battle is likely going to flip up this copy of Guru. Yeah. And then, of course, Guru's effect will activate.
Do you wish we had more modal cards like this in Yu-Gi-Oh, like Final Battle?
You know, I like it in theory. Coming from a perspective of other games, modal cards are intensely interesting. But because each mode has to be competitive with every other mode of the card, so often they're like Final Battle, so incredibly pushed that they're versatile in a way that no other card is. And also it resets itself.
Of course.
I guess I hope that we have modal cards, but each mode is equally considered and the card isn't busted, which is a bit of a pipe dream.
Yeah.
That's why no Serenade Dance. It is in the hand, and Bryant likely knew this already.
So he's going to banish the Perfume to discard the Serenade Dance, which then allows him to resolve the Perfume. He's going to get a copy of the Kaleido Chick. If you're Nicholas, you're really just looking for any opening to be able to deal damage. Does Nicholas play... Where'd our deck lists go here? Oh, you have them.
I have
right
them
there.
here at the bottom.
That's fine. I'm curious if he plays... I'm just looking for any way. Like, does he play a triple burst for piercing? No, it doesn't look like it. You're not playing the Guard Dragon, so that doesn't make sense.
Jaguar.
I'm just looking for any card for him to just deal. 400 does not... There's a Judgment. Okay.
Judgment's sweet. It is absolutely good. And I think he's Judgmenting the Summon, which is one of the very few ways to deal with this intensely problematic card. And speaking of, it's coming back.
Another copy of Perfume.
We can Fiendus here if you so desire.
He could also Judgment, too.
Yeah. Let's see what we've got set. If you want to Fiendus, you Fiendus here. You don't wait until it's on the board because it sends for cost. And, of course, Fiendus doesn't actually destroy. It just negates activations.
He has to have the Fiendus. Oh, he's going to let it resolve.
Wow.
Okay, so Kaleido Chick is back.
Oh, boy. Okay, let's go. Here comes Yellow Martin to the graveyard. 200 life point Judgment. Incredibly fair card.
Very efficient.
Yeah.
And his next one's going to be even cheaper. Only 100.
Will we see the 25-point Judgment this
game? If Bryant has 2 more Judgments back there, I'm going to lose it. Could you imagine he's on 50 life and wins this?
Oh, yeah. That happens all the time for Subterror specifically. All right, Bryant, a bead of sweat falls down his forehead as he prepares for the Guru.
I think we're going to see a Tornado Dragon. Yes,
yeah,
we are.
That's worth it.
Is that going to be met by Judgment?
If you have it.
That has to eat Judgment.
He's looking real quick at Tornado
Bryant's
Dragon.
just going to double check it here. Yes, it is a quick effect, by the way.
Yeah, it's very bad for you.
Yeah. Remember when
just a shake of the head.
Do you remember when Tornado Dragon first came out and we thought this... It was incredible.
People thought it was going to upend the meta, and for what it's worth, it's been playable for about 2.5 years.
Yeah, it's one of the best generic... It's one of the best generic rank 4s to ever be printed, and it's not, like, overly powerful.
It's just not broken.
It's just a very solid Yu-Gi-Oh card.
It feels completely fair.
Yes.
I think probably when it came out, it felt a little better.
I agree.
But times were different then.
So Tornado Dragon to pop that middle card.
Tornado Dragon is such an issue for Guru specifically because it's one of the very few ways that Final Battle gets out. Ooh, yep, there's a dead card.
So there's a dead card. Honestly, you don't feel too bad about that, though.
No, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, like, it wasn't going to do anything anyway. So, like, if Tornado Dragon's going to eat a couple cards that literally do nothing, like, sure.
If he was threatening your second Final Battle and you had to Fiendus it, that'd feel bad.
Right.
Solemn Warning? Oh, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think he shotgunned the Judgment?
No, I like the Judgment.
Okay.
I actually like this scenario a whole lot. We have worked Nicholas into a particular position where instead of making the rank 4 that extends him, he's made the rank 4 that disrupts our monster, and it doesn't particularly do anything.
So Fiendus on the hardcore...
Wait, let's see it. Let's see it. Is there the second Final Battle? Oh, come on. You're going to lose the Guru if you activate it, but it's fine. Just go for it.
Judgment works here, too. Judgment works here. He has the second Judgment. Oh, my God. Bryant is on 100
that's funny.
life points.
First, that's funny. Secondly, there is a mode on Final Battle that prevents negation. So Nicholas, if he's paying attention, will notice that now there are not 2 Final Battles set. It really was 4 set traps, none of which were Final Battle.
Oh, man.
Here's Perfume.
Here's Perfume. You know, it's so nice that they printed cards that don't have these once-per-turn clauses this late into Yu-Gi-Oh's lifespan.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, you know. Engage. I heard that's a good card. So now I'm curious what that far left set card is on Brian's field.
It certainly could be something completely dead. So this is the position the Guru kind of works itself into a lot. Hidden City has about 18 effects, and if you are Nicholas, you've expended a lot of brain power getting to this scenario. There's the Nibiru! You can see it on the bottom of the deck.
Oh, no.
And there's Tiger.
Okay.
So what's in the graveyard? A yellow Martin? That's pretty good.
I think a Kaleido Chick, too. Because didn't he Judgment it?
The Kaleido Chick is under the Tornado Dragon.
Oh, because he exceeds. That's right.
Yeah.
Ooh,
3 perfume.
Bit of a misstep. He didn't detach the Kaleido Chick. Oh, he has another one.
Well, he was detaching the Harpor to go into Orcust.
Oh, that's
place.
right. Okay, so
Look at
never
that.
mind.
3
Makes
perfume. Pretty. 2 perfume.
That's 2 foolish goods and a perfume. The other perfume's banished.
Yeah. So for those of you just joining us, our top 8 is Guru, this Lunalight Orcust build, a normal Orcust build, Salamangreat, Endymion, Sidra Orcust, and 2 Strikers.
Wow. What a
That's
top cut.
super diverse.
Yeah.
Didn't make the single deck dream. There are 2 Strikers.
But they're playing against each other in top 8, though.
Yes.
So only
4 unique
one
decks.
will make it, but 2 will not make it.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a give and take on that one. Funny enough, the
Don't destroy the Hidden City. Be cool about this.
Phoenix
He's
going
not.
to go after the set.
This is the unknown.
Fantastic.
Wow, that's one of the best possible cards.
And the Valor for Phoenix.
What's that set
What is
card?
that set that he's willing to protect? If that's the
Tell
third,
me it's the third
If it's the third judgment, I am going to actually lose it.
So this is really good for Bryant.
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of worked himself into a scenario where all he has to out is this one yellow Martin effect.
Now, the unfortunate thing is I think Phoenix can just attack over Phantasme, but...
It can't. The effect can be negated, or the attack can be negated by Hidden City.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
It's kind of good.
That's all right.
Nicholas asking quick question to Bryant. We have 6 minutes remaining, so you got to wrap this one up quick, Bryant. I don't think either of them have a way to just randomly gain life, however.
Not to my knowledge.
I think things will go better for Nicholas when he's able to board out of these Nibirus.
So here comes the Orcust combo now.
All right, let's see that last card. What is it? Oh, it looks like there can be only one.
I think that's what it is.
It totally is.
Ooh.
Oh, now we think. Well, T-Cube is not great here.
No, because you want to wait until he gets multiple machines, which when he gets Galatea plus
well, you can activate it here to prevent the summon of Galatea.
That's true.
I think you probably do.
Do you
don't
just
wanna have to
do you
chew
just
through
lock
something.
him?
Yeah, I think so. You can attack into the Nightmare Orcust. It's not
Because the
pretty.
problem is if you let him get to Galatea, then he can get Crescendo.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to bounce the... Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay,
So
here we go.
these are still all different types. Here comes Tiger again. Use its effect to reborn. Such a good
I don't
card.
think there's actually anything left in the graveyard. He's just setting
No,
Tiger.
because Kaleido Chick's there now. Because,
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Because it was...
Here's T-Cube.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, you had that. Yes. Okay. Well, so we've got what, a fiend, a beast warrior, I think, and a machine. So no Galatea, no other nightmares. No, you can't even make what, Zodiac Broadbowl. for a couple of reasons.
Thank God for that.
Can you imagine this deck if
Let's
it could also
not
make Broadbowl?
even begin to think about how atrocious that would be. Yeah, let's look at Nicholas's extra deck here. What can he even make? He has 3 links worth of material.
To those of you saying he can make Triple Burst, he's not playing it.
He's not playing Triple Burst.
The extra is Boral Sword, T, Nightmare Phoenix, Mermaid, Almirage, Underclock, Lunalight Panther Dancer, Leo Dancer, Abyss Dweller, what is this? Brotherhood of the Fire Fist, Tiger King, Dingarusu, Evil Swarm Nightmare. Ooh, that's cute. Raid Raptor, Force Strix, and Tornado.
Are the Nightmares all the same type?
They're all fiends, yes.
Okay.
They're different attributes.
That's what I was thinking. For some reason, I thought like Phoenix would be like a winged beast or something.
Guru time.
Okay.
Someone stop him. Guru's a dragon. So is Phantasme. I will be right back.
It's good to have the residential Guru expert here to prevent that. Slight mistake. It's okay. Doesn't happen too often. We caught it.
Guru is not a dragon, by the way. I don't want to be like this, but Guru does not look like a dragon at all. It looks like a fiend. Konami, why type this as dragon?
I thought you actually meant it wasn't a dragon.
Oh, no, it's actually
okay, yeah.
Yes. By the way, this only adds one additional step to the play. We just have to link away this copy of Phantom.
Yeah, I was going to say, you just literally...
Oh, are we going to see the Hita? Hita.
Oh, my... Okay. So what does this do, though?
Nothing. It doesn't do anything.
Almirage, is it a normal summoned? Can it be set?
Oh, that's a good question.
Ooh.
Let's check out Almirage. Because I know cards like Clara specifically say normal summoned / set.
Looks like Judge put it back, so we fixed it.
Guru literally looks like a dragon. Oh, chat, please stop. Don't lie to these people. You know Guru's not a dragon.
It's fine, no worries. We're just going to quickly link off the Ash Blossom.
All right, let's just make Hita.
I mean, Ash is a fire, so I don't even know why you had to do that extra step regardless. Yeah. He is a spellcaster?
Oh, wait. Do we have a Phoenix in graveyard? Ooh, we do.
Yes, so you have a target.
Yeah, I think I'll take that Phoenix.
Oh, my God. Are we going to see him?
We're not going to see a Boral Sword before you ask.
He can go into...
Chat, yes. Guru looks like a worm. Thank you.
He can go into Ningirsu.
Yeah.
It's 2 Link monsters.
And he's playing it?
He is. World Chalice Ningirsu right there.
I mean, we don't know what he's missing. There are 6 cards that have been banished.
That's true. There was an extravagance play at the beginning, so he might not have everything.
So I love that we're in complete control of the game. However, you better hurry up because there's 2 minutes remaining, and you're at 100 life points.
And your opponent's at 79, and you're playing Guru with no win condition.
Things have to start hurry-upping right now.
He's not playing Boral Sword, is he? He's not. Okay.
No.
So he has no way to immediately close out the game. Funny enough... Oh, Boral Sword's a dragon. Never mind. He can't make it. But I was going to say, he almost could make Boral Sword, which wouldn't do anything against this particular board, but...
Normal summon Fiendus Boral Sword?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's...
He still couldn't do it.
Yeah, he doesn't have... The monsters are in defense.
It'd be funny.
He can't make Abramax because
I'll be right back.
We had this happen. It happened yesterday. It's fine. Let's go. So... Abramax has the condition that it has to be using 2 monsters that are special summoned from the extra deck, which Abramax, since Hita resurrected Phoenix, he's not actually allowed to because Phoenix was not summoned from the extra deck. It's being summoned from the graveyard, so it loses the fact that it was special summoned from the extra deck. This happened yesterday, and so we were able to easily catch it today.
He caught me mid-run.
I saw.
Okay.
I did see that. Yeah, he was like pointing to it instantly. So it's okay. I mean, that's a common mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was telling the chat, we saw that yesterday too.
Yeah,
so
quality of card being lost on Reborn is hard to remember, especially on stream.
Yeah, and especially with like lingering things. Like there's so many things to remember too. That's like the last thing on your mind. So it's still gonna be tough for Brian. There's 45 seconds on the clock.
It's tough for Brian because he's about to lose.
Yeah, did he just normal summon a DD Crow?
Yeah, you do what you got to do.
You know. Okay, so he's going to link through.
He's just linking for anyone to make Abramax.
He plays triple burst.
Yeah, that's fine. But
that makes Abramax, and he's just going to concede. Yeah, that's going to do it. So Nicholas is going to go on to the top 4. How do you feel about that one?
I don't feel good. I would have liked to see Guru walk with it, and unfortunately, I think he could have won that game too if we didn't have to worry about time, but... executing your plays fast is an
I think this shows
skill.
one of the issues of Guru control and some of these other control decks is that it's hard for them to close games out, especially when clock isn't a factor. And like you said, you can have full control of the game, but if you can't actually win, then it doesn't matter how in control of the game you are, how many resources you have. It just makes it more difficult.
Right, of course. Having said that, happy to see any representation of Guru whatsoever.
For sure.
And props to Nicholas Riley. We're going to see a Lunalight deck in the top 4.
Yeah, that's going to be sweet. I don't know what else is in the top 4 because we have to go check to see what else has won, but we should be in time. I don't think anyone else is still playing, so that might have been the last match. Actually, no, there might be. Is there one more? No, I'm not sure. We'll go check, but we should be back really quick, so maybe grab a snack or take a bathroom break, but we should be back very soon. Don't go anywhere.